And welcome back. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem from the Snow Canyon Band as Snow Canyon and Logan fans getting jazzed up here. Logan and a couple rows of student section there, Britton. They're getting lively, getting ready to go here for playoff basketball. Snow Canyon wearing their pink tie-dye themed whatever's going on over there. But they've got 6-7 rows full here as we announce the starting lineup, starting at shooting guard. Number 1, Isaac Tuft for the Grizzlies. Where number 2, Oliver Hashimoto, 5'11 senior, will also be in the backcourt. Number 3 is Ethan Davis. Britton, your X factor tonight. He's got to have a big game for the Grizzlies. Of course, Jalen Sargent, number 21. And the big man down low, Jaden Penniger, their leading scorer this year. And the Grizzlies get ready to go. Fiery group over there as we turn the lights out. Welcome to the jungle. Here we go, folks. Playoff basketball, Sweet 16. Winner has a right to go play down at Richfield, Utah on Monday. And here come the Snow Canyon Warriors. What a spectacle always here in the jungle. They do such a good job. Their production team, excellent. Always gets the home crowd fired up. Coach Meacham in his, I think, 3rd year already for the Warriors has done a tremendous job with Snow Canyon. And the heart and soul of this team this year, Lincoln Pilatus, number 1. Their guard, such a talented shooter, defender. He does it all for them.
He really does do it all.
Number 12, Munson comes out. That's Blake Munson. He can shoot it from 30 feet. One of the longest range shooters in the region. Walker Morrison, another assassin, who will get some heaves up tonight from the three-point line. How about Brenton Childs? Brings his lunch pail, tough, power forward, does it all for him. And then their super sophomore, who's, I think, in the running this year for Region 9 MVP. That's Lyman Simmons. I don't think he's going to get it because of the guys in front of him, but he has been tremendous all year long for
I wouldn't
Snow
be
Canyon.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him Region MVP the next 2 years. He's got so much potential.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he can shoot it, he can drive it, he can dunk it. He has been a lot of fun to watch this year for Snow Canyon. He's going to be key to their success tonight and their entire tournament journey. Big number 2-0 there for Coach Meacham. Meacham played at the University of Utah, coached at the University of Utah, and I always love asking him about Rick Majerus stories, my hero growing up, and he's always got good ones as Snow Canyon wins the tip, and here comes Blake Munson running the offense tonight for the Warriors. They got 2 high posts. They go to Walker Morrison to Pilatus in the corner, and Logan showing a man-to-man defense to start this first possession as Munson dribbles it back and resets. They're going 4 high straight across, and now they'll lower Simmons down to that right block, trying to get him the ball. He's being guarded by Jalen Sargent. Brenton Childs kicks it to Pilatus, fakes the shot, kicks it back out. And Snow Canyon has always taken their time on this first possession.
Solid defense from the Grizzlies right here. It looks like they're going to double team all on-ball screens tonight.
As Sargent is fronting the post on Simmons, Munson's going to get to the free throw line. Stop, pop, drills it. 2 points for Munson.
That was a good move right there.
And here comes the Logan Grizzlies on their first offensive possession. Drive by Davis, kicks it out for a 3, miss, long, rebounded by Simmons. The attempt was by Tuft. 2-0 lead early in this one. Second possession coming up for Snow Canyon. Munson gets the signals from Meacham. He'll throw it over to Walker Morrison. He's guarded tightly. They're trapping everything right now, Britton, as they get it down to Simmons, who shuffles his feet and turns the ball over the travel.
Looks like they're going to look to put a lot of pressure on tonight.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Logan's tenacity early in the game so far, as Penniger will inbound it to Davis. 6:32 here in the first quarter. Penniger gets it on the wing. He's guarded by Childs. He'll drive, but he'll get the ball stripped away by Walker Morrison, and they'll come the other way. Munson gets a screen from Childs. decides not to use it and backs it back out as Coach Meacham yells in what he wants him to do. Pilatus gets it on the wing. They're trying to get it to Simmons, but Logan doing an excellent job denying him all the way. Munson hands it off to Childs, who's immediately trapped, and then throws it off the foot of Isaac Tuft, and it'll remain Snow Canyon ball. They'll get it on the sideline.
Logan definitely brought the intensity tonight. It feels like the fourth quarter, and we're 2 minutes out of the tip.
Morrison, nice skip pass to Pilatus, who misses short. That may have been partially blocked. Rebounded by Simmons, who goes up with it, but he'll be fouled. And his first time getting his big mitts on the ball was in cleanup duty, and they just had to foul him, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he just reached right over the top of Sargent right there effortlessly.
Simmons averaging close to 20 points a game as he rims out the first free throw. I think he's around 17 or 18 on the season. In the last game against Crimson Cliffs, he was held to just 2 field goals, well below his season averages. As he hucks up the second free throw, misses it, rebounded Penninger. Here comes Ethan Davis. Gets it over to Tuft. He's guarded tightly by Morrison. Penninger hasn't had the opportunity to get the ball near the key so far. For Logan, he's their leading scorer this year. Sargent will launch and bangs it in. Takes the 1-point lead. And they're going to full court press here after a make. Munson to Morrison, then Morrison tries to get it back. It gets deflected and stolen by the Grizzlies. What a move by Ethan Davis to extend the lead. 5-2, Logan leads.
Wow, beautiful use of the spin cycle right there.
Morrison to Munson. Munson gets it across court to Simmons, and they'll slow it down once they've broken the press. Now they'll get it to Childs, who's wide open for a 3, misses it long, rebounded by Pilatus. Pilatus heaves it across the court, and they'll reset with Munson. He's going to launch from his range and rolls it in. That had to be 27 feet.
From deep.
What a shot by Munson. Sargent's going to launch another one, and it's going to bounce around and good. He makes a 3, and all of a sudden, we're in a shootout here, Britton.
He's already got 6 points. Wow. 2 threes already.
8-5 for Snow Canyon. Here's Munson. Morrison calling for it. He's going to launch an open 3. He drills it. He knew he had it. Penninger was laid out there, and Snow Canyon with 2 deep 3s in a row. 8-8 now.
This is the kind of basketball you love to see. High scoring, lots of 3s.
Davis gets it on the wing, guarded by Pilatus. They're trying to get it to Penninger, but Brenton Childs doing an excellent job mirroring him wherever he goes. We're going to get an offensive foul going against Oliver Hashimoto away from the ball. And in comes Britton, your X Factor. Isaac Lyon, number 2, looking to join the game after the foul call here. How about the 3 ball so far for both teams, man?
Oh my gosh, it is raining in here.
Morrison will inbound it as Jalen Hoth comes in as well for Logan, number 4. And they're looking to press this entire first half. They break it easily. 1 pass to Isaac Lyon, who dribbles between traffic, makes a nice left-handed pass over to Morrison, who stops. Kicks to Munson, who will launch again deep, misses it just short. Good box out by Logan. They get the rebound. Gage Jensen also in the game, as well as Cooper Pond. Pretty much a hockey line change with the full effort they're putting forth defensively, bringing 3 new subs. And it was Davis trying to get it inside the Pond. It's stolen by Snow Canyon. Pilatus in the corner waiting for it. He's going to launch, and it just misses on the back iron. Rebounded Logan. Hoth gets it stolen by Morrison. He's going to try to take it all the way. Right-handed layup, gets fouled by Hoth, and he'll go to the free throw line. Walker Morrison, one of the better shooters over the last couple years for the Snow Canyon Warriors. He'll look to break the tie here with 2:55 in the first quarter. First free throw goes long.
It seems like this Logan crowd might be making an impact on the game right now.
Yeah, they've missed some free throws.
Snow Canyon 0 for 3 from the foul line.
And he'll make his second free throw. And Logan whips it around. They get it to Davis. The ball gets poked, and they're going to call a foul on Pilatus on the reach-in. And it'll be Davis going to the free throw line. His first attempt of the game. And he'll roll it out, and Snow Canyon student section wants some credit for that miss. 9-8, Warriors lead here. 2:39 in the first quarter, as you see on your screen. And here's Munson after 2 missed free throws from Logan. Guarded by Davis. Lyon trying to post up down low. They got a high poster in Simmons, and they'll get it to him on the wing. He wants to give it back as Munson flips it over to Lyon. To Morrison. He'll launch from deep. Drills it.
He now has 2 threes, 7 points on the night.
Snow Canyon starting hot from three-point range as ball gets passed out to Hoff, who misses by a mile, rebounded by Snow Canyon. Penninger, their best player, has yet to have a field goal attempt. Lyon gets it in the short corner, whips it across to Morrison, who wants to shoot another three, misses it short, rebounded by Logan. Here's Davis in transition, gets it to Hoff. He's going to travel, and it'll go to Snow Canyon. What do you think so far? Pretty up-tempo game.
Exactly. Like I said earlier, it feels like the fourth quarter, and it's only the first. I'll tell you what, though. I think Logan Brown, Logan's head coach, is getting a better workout than some of his players right now.
Yeah, he's fired up down there. Here we go. Here's Munson. Logan's got a couple more subs in. They get it down to Lyon, and he's going to reverse and come back out with the left hand. Gets it to Morrison wide open. They're giving him huge cushion, and he's making him pay for it, Britton.
He's already got 10 of their 15 points. Wow.
3 threes in the first quarter for Morrison. Ball goes out to Pond and then to Hoff. Hoff going to drive, terminate, kick it back out to Pond, who's going to drive middle, kicks it back out to Jensen, who misses the three, and ball will be rebounded by Snow Canyon. They get it to Lyon. They got 56 seconds on the clock. Lyon will pull it out. Morrison thought about a heat check, gets it back to Lyon, inside to Simmons.
They're looking to double team Simmons down low.
Shot goes up by Hammer, misses it, and hustled to rebound there is Lyman Simmons with the ball. See if they'll hold for one shot here with 35 seconds. As Munson kicks it over to Morrison. Takes a couple of dribbles. Back to Hammer. To Lyon, who thinks about launching. Anybody can launch at any point on this Snow Canyon team if you give him an inch. Here's Munson, back to Lyon. 15 seconds. And they'll reset, but lazy pass by Morrison, intercepted. Here comes Logan, gets it across the court. He'll be fouled. That is Gage Jensen, who will go to the free throw line. 15-8. And pretty good defensive effort by Logan. They withstood a long bunch of passes there, and nobody got open for Snow Canyon for a three.
That was impressive defense by the Grizzlies. Held them for about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
They didn't even get a shot off.
Jensen looking to eat into this lead. And he'll miss another free throw. And they've missed a lot of them. I think they've missed 4. Snow Canyon's missed a few tonight as well. As some substitutions being made here by Coach Meacham. And that is Zach Call entering the game for the first time for the Warriors. He joins Hammer, Munson, Childs, and Lyon for the home team. As second free throw goes down for Jensen.
Number 1, Isaac Tuft checks back in the game.
And Logan trying to coordinate their press here with 6.5 seconds left. They get it into Hammer. He wings it across. It skips to Munson, who launches a 3, misses it short, rebounded by Childs. He puts it up off the rim in midair and drills it, extends the lead to 17-9. What a finish for their quarter.
Wow. As if they hadn't made enough shots already this quarter.
Goodness gracious. Brenton Childs showing off the athleticism. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this. And welcome back. WarriorNation.tv and SportsRadio977.com. Britton Bringhurst, Andy Thompson. What a first quarter for the home team, Snow Canyon, with a 17-9 lead. How about Walker Morrison, folks? 10 points in the first quarter. He had 3 threes. Isaac Tuff back in the game for Logan, their starting guard. Davis to Sargent. Penniger is being guarded excellently so far by the Warriors. He's being mirrored wherever he goes by Isaac Lyon right now as Davis travels, and another turnover will go to Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon, the 8 seed. Logan, the 9 seed. And right now, Snow Canyon is looking like they're a 1 seed. Ball goes to Bretton Childs, back to Lyon, to Munson. And Simmons, Lyman Simmons for Snow Canyon getting a break here to start the second quarter as pass goes back out to Munson. Zach Call will try to set a screen here and slip it. Munson goes between his legs, showing off the handle, so it gets into the paint. Nice backdoor try to go to Bretton Childs, but good recovery defense there by Jalen Sargent to knock it away.
Pilatus comes back in for Hammer right here on this possession.
And Munson will inbound it. The starting point guard who has shown off the range tonight. Hit one from the cafeteria a little bit earlier. Pilatus gets it to Lyon. He's guarded by Hashimoto. Back to Munson. Childs gets his screen, stops his dribble at the elbow. And once again, they're going to have to reset. Logan bearing down here on this possession. They're going to trap Lyon. Ball gets tipped away. Great hustle by Davis. But it'll be rolled out of bounds, and it'll be Snow Canyon ball as Lyman Simmons comes back in for call. Ball inbounded to Munson. Decent showing from Cache Valley here. Logan Grizzly fans scattered throughout the arena in the limited capacity audience as Isaac Lyon, your X Factor, drills his first 3. Shot goes up on the other end by Tuff, no good. Here's Munson, high dribble, gets it to Pilatus, he'll launch. He'll drill it, oh my goodness.
Everything they are putting up right now is going in.
6 threes already through basically a quarter and change here. What a way to start here at home in the jungle. The Snow Canyon Warriors lighting it up. We'll keep it right here on the 32nd timeout. Britton Bringhurst, Andy Thompson, thanks for being with us on Warrior Nation TV, warriornation.tv. What a fun start for Snow Canyon with the 14-point lead. Britton, what's Coach Logan Brown saying to his team down there, man?
I think you got to figure out a way to stop the three. I mean, even if it means giving up a post-up opportunity to Simmons, and they can't double team anymore.
You're
I
right.
don't think it's going to work.
Because they've done an okay job against Simmons. He hasn't had a field goal yet, but everybody else has thrown it up from 30 feet. That's hard to guard. And Snow Canyon showing why they have beaten some of the best teams in the state this year when they put it all together. Here's Penniger. He's going to bring it up as the big man. Goes with the left hand, dribbles into a double team. Goes through another double team, then kicks it out to Sargent, who's made a couple from back there, but misses that one badly off the window, and Zach Call gets the rebound. Or excuse me, Will Warner gets the rebound. They got the same hair, folks. It's my bad on that one. They got that nice wavy look as Penniger is going to be the playmaker, it looks like, in this set. Gets it over to Davis. Back to Penniger. He'll launch from deep, and he'll rim it out. Credit Snow Canyon for getting him out of his comfort zone. They haven't been able to get it to him down low, so he's having to shoot it from deep.
Looks like that's what you got to do on him. You got to force him outside.
Morrison tries to get it down to Simmons. Ball's turned over. Here's Jalen Sargent. And he'll kick it out. Ball's put over to the Davis. Snow Canyon is playing stellar defense all over the floor tonight. As Hashimoto tries to drive, and he'll kick it out, but before he does, he'll get fouled. Foul will go against Will Warner, and Logan will retain possession underneath their own basket. Davis looking for Penniger. He's guarded tightly by Childs. Great defense by Childs, and then Penniger is going to get charged, throwing an elbow to clear space. But Snow Canyon's defense has been amazing so far, Brent.
That is great defense by Brenton Childs right there. And way to take one for the team right there with an elbow.
Yeah. Just got right up in his grill, didn't give him an inch, and then sold the foul. Great job by Childs.
I almost thought that could have been a flagrant right there. He threw that elbow.
Simmons, the big fella, big target, helps break the press. They get it back to Morrison, back to Simmons. Morrison being guarded by Jalen Sargent. And they'll get it back to Pilatus. They got to kind of step out, as Davis is doing, deeper on their shooters. And so is Tough now on Morrison. Nice little move by Pilatus. Drives baseline, tries to get it out to Childs. Deflected, but Childs retains possession. Little flip shot, up and good in the paint. (25-9). Logan hasn't scored all quarter. Penniger gets the ball knocked away by Childs. Here's Warner. He does a 360, then flips it out to Walker Morrison, who will miss it short, and there will be a foul away from the ball. And it'll go against Will Warner, and it'll go to the Grizzlies.
Just a moving screen right there.
Penniger yet to score tonight, I think, right?
Only one shot attempt so far.
And he usually is their leading scorer at 17 points a game. Ball's flipped around by Logan. They're trying to get it down low. Davis drives, kicks to Sargent, who's going to miss long again, rebounded by Pilatus. And Snow Canyon will be fine with those types of shots, as in transition they get it to Lyon, who makes another three, falling down. Goodness gracious, their 7th three of the half. And we'll take a little 30-second timeout here from the jungle. 28-9 Warriors lead. Welcome back, WarriorNation.tv. Thanks for being with us on a Friday in Southern Utah for 4A State playoff basketball. How about the Snow Canyon Warriors? 28-9 lead against Logan Britton. They've been shooting the lights out.
They cannot miss right now.
And Logan's also been struggling to get anything going offensively as a driver goes against Simmons. Beautiful. That was William Jensen, number 15.
And looking at the stat sheet so far this year, that's what that Logan team likes to score. They like to score inside.
And Jensen showing off his agility and athleticism, getting to the rim quick. Finally breaks their scoreless streak. They hadn't scored all second quarter. And a foul will go against Hoth. And Snow Canyon will have the ball on the sideline. Munson has been an excellent point guard for him this year. As the ball gets poked away from Simmons, Hoff gets it, whips it over to Jensen, and they get a transition opportunity, but he misses the layup. Rebound goes to Davis. Davis will go to the free throw line, shoot a jumper, misses it short, and there will be a foul call. Jensen trying to get the offensive rebound, and it'll go to Snow Canyon. Hashimoto enters the game for Logan. And Brennan Childs comes back in for Lyman Simmons. Morrison gets it to Childs. Pass goes off a shoe, and they'll blow the whistle and reset on the sideline. As ball goes inbound and Pilatus will launch, misses it long. Ball knocked away from Snow Canyon's offensive rebound attempt, and here comes Hashimoto, passes it across to the corner. Back to Hashimoto, top of the key, wide open, shoots it, misses it, and ball tipped away by Jensen, out of bounds, and it'll stay with Snow Canyon.
Snow Canyon has done a great job defensively, forcing them to shoot a lot of threes tonight.
Yeah, hardly anything down in the paint, which, like you said earlier, that is where Logan's bread and butter has been pretty much all season long. They continue to trap just about everything in the half court. Coach Meacham will have to take a timeout to preserve the possession. We'll take it. We'll take it 30. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, WarriorNation.tv. Thanks for being with us in the jungle. How about the hometown Warriors? What a start to this game. They lead 28-11. Britton Bringhurst, Andy Thompson bringing you the action tonight. Ball is whipped across to Pilatus to Lyon, who will launch from the corner, misses it short. Rare miss for Snow Canyon tonight from deep. Jensen being trailed by Morrison, but he couldn't get the tap away. They'll get it to Penninger, who is still scoreless tonight, folks. He'll take a dribble inside. Hashimoto shoots it short and flat, misses it. Great hustle by Brenton Childs. He goes to the floor. And a little extracurricular there. Frustration from Penninger, and I like Isaac Lyon getting in there as the mediator, trying to cool things off before they get too hot. And what did you see there, Britton? I didn't.
It looks like the ref called a travel because he rolled around on the ground. But no, they gave a timeout to Snow Canyon right there.
So great hustle by Bretton Childs. He hits the deck, gets the ball and possession, and they give him the timeout. And we'll keep it right here, as it's just a 30-second timeout. Snow Canyon student section bringing it tonight.
It is loud in here. Feels like a basketball game last season where fans were actually allowed to show up.
That's right. They're bringing the sound tonight, getting ready for opportunities to advance and keep playing. Single elimination 4A tournament. Snow Canyon got a bye in the first round, as did Logan. Winner of this game will have the opportunity to play the winner of Juan Diego and Pineview, playing up in Sandy tonight. Jensen gets another steal, takes it coast to coast. Pilatus gets a hand on him as he finishes, and he'll have an and one opportunity.
And it looks like the Grizzlies finally might have a sign of life right here.
Jensen has been a little spark here in the second quarter. That's his second bucket. He's got, I believe, that'll be his 5th point. Here's Munson. 28-13, 15-point lead, and the ball turned over again by Snow Canyon, and Jensen gets another layup opportunity, and he misses it. His second miss like that. Lyon.
They got to capitalize on those turnovers.
Lyon guarded by Penninger. They get it down to Simmons, who's been doubled every time he's touched the ball. Ball goes inside of Morrison. He can't finish. He wanted contact. Didn't get it. Ball kicked out. Logan launches a 3, misses it. Jensen gets the offensive board. Hands it to Penninger, who's trapped. Penninger gets it to Davis. He'll drive. Crow step. Euro step. Finishes off the glass.
That was a good take right there by Ethan Davis.
Snow Canyon's turned the ball over a couple times here in a row. They get it to Pilatus, who's quadruple teamed. Get it back over to Munson. Back to Walker. Back to Pilatus. We're under 45 seconds here in the first half. Simmons finally in single coverage. Whips it back to Morrison. To Lyon. Thinks about a 3, but then is covered up. And they're going to take some more clock off here, whipping it around. Pilatus gets an open 3. He'll shoot it, misses it long, but Walker Morrison's there. Great job, offensive rebound. Puts it up, no hesitation, and gets 2. Hashimoto launches a 3, misses it. Rebounded by Snow Canyon. Here's Lyon. He'll launch a transition 3, misses it short. Rebounded by Simmons. The big fella goes up, and he'll get fouled. Trying to get it back up to the rim with 9.9 left and go to the free throw line for 2. He's got to kind of cherish his opportunities to shoot from the free throw line because they're double and triple teaming him anytime he gets the ball in the half court.
He will be dealing with a lot of pressure the rest of the night.
He'll make the first free throw.
Logan does not look like they're going to back off with this double team every time he touches it.
Hammer comes in, as well as Warner re-enters the game for Snow Canyon. (31-16) the lead for Snow Canyon. Simmons misses long, rebounded by Jensen. He gets it to Penninger. Penninger drives, floats, misses it short, tries to get his own rebound. Not quite. Rebound launched. Oh my goodness.
And the way this game's gone tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if that would have gone in.
Warner launches it from 85 feet and almost sinks it to end the half. We'll take a halftime break. Let's make it about 3 minutes. We'll be back. I'm going to run to the bathroom. What a first half for Snow Canyon. They have a huge lead, 31-16. We'll be back after this.
weapon on the field to get some. On the real, we appear to get gone. Victory is ours, bring the chip home. Galactic, and I'm looking to get more. Raise it up, seen but you don't know. Running like the blood, pumping from the pressure of adrenaline rush. We crush whatever we touch. Where you been, y'all? Everyone know. And if you still don't get it, let it chill for a minute. Time is money, and trust me, man, I'm all business. And if you want something done, do your something, get it finished. Wake up, victory's mine. On top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now. Holla at me if you with me. It's time.
I think the stars above, I know that we're gonna make it.
It'll take all we got, we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Second verse, I'm telling you I'm ready to go, letting you know, cause I'm never alone. The ones that I roll with are incredibly known for getting down to the nitty gritty. If you're really with me, let's go. Moves made, dues paid, most talk but don't do a thing. We certified, observers I come through and give a true display. We champions, understand me standing under a victory canopy. Canopy the enemy was hitting keys, ready to drive at top speed, let's get it out. Wake up, victory's mine, on top, still on the grind. Gotta go get it right now, holla at me if you're with me, it's time.
I think the stars above, I know that we're gonna make it.
It'll take all we got, we gon' make it. Show the world that it's shining our greatness. Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it. Taking off, flying high like a spaceship. Take control, take a shot, what you waiting for? Keep it real, never gon' fake this. Till we make it, till we make it.
The cheerleaders recently competed at the Utah State cheer competition where they placed first in all four of their categories, making them back-to-back state champs. Your cheerleaders are led by captains Cassidy Beck, Tyree Stafford, and coached by Kirsten Hansen, Kosha Goodwood, Bob Grimm, Ember Marno, and advisor Danielle Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the three-time state champ for Snow Canyon cheerleaders.
Welcome back to the jungle. Yeah, Snow Canyon up big in second round playoff action against the Logan Grizzlies. You're watching on WarriorNation.tv. Thanks for being with us. Trying to give you some score updates from around Region 9. Last we got report, Dixie was up 41-24 over Bear River. Desert Hills was up 43-29 against Cedar Valley. Juan Diego up big over Pineview, 35-13, and Cedar, a delayed start. They are just basically underway a few minutes ago, and we'll keep you up to date as we get scores coming in. And let's take a look at some of the first half stats here. How about Snow Canyon? 45% overall. 7 of 19 from 3. 7 3-pointers made. 3 of those were from Walker Morrison. Linga Pilatus had a 3. Isaac Lyon had 2 threes. Britton, that's your pick to click tonight for the Warriors. And he had not only a great shooting first half, but he played defense, does what he does off the bench, right?
He's really good at bringing the intensity.
And we're ready to go here. Second half action. Winner of this game will likely play the number 1 overall seed Juan Diego, unless Pineview can pull the 16-1 upset. And what an atmosphere it's been. Halftime, they celebrated 2 state champions here at Snow Canyon High School. The cheerleading squad won back-to-back state titles this year. And the swim team got the first swim state championship in Snow Canyon history. So pretty remarkable winter sports season here at SCHS. Warriors get the ball to start the second half. Whipping the ball around. Penninger's down on Lyman Simmons, 2 Titans down there. Both have had relatively quiet first halves just because of how they're being strategically defended. Pilatus will launch from way outside, rebounded by Simmons. He'll go up off the glass, get hit on the elbow, and get an and one.
That is he now has 3 points tonight. Wow, Logan's defense has done a great job defensively on him and only him.
Yeah, just had 1 free throw in that first half, and he misses the free throw attempt there for the old-fashioned 3-point play. Handoff goes to Jensen. Get it back to Penninger. They try to get it to Sargent. He's going to have to save it, and the ball gets knocked out of bounds by, they're going to say Morrison. And Logan will keep the ball on the sideline. And nothing's come easy for Logan offensively. And we've seen Snow Canyon this year play some of the best defense in all of Southern Utah. We saw it against Dixie, we saw it against Desert Hills and others, and now they're doing it against Logan. Jensen launches a three, drills it.
His 8th point of the night. And
Yeah.
he's also probably got about 3 steals, too.
Yeah, he's been a spark as Pallady's tries to drive baseline, and his turquoise sneakers hit the dark blue there and go for a turnover. Penninger will bring the ball up, the big fella, crosses over, gets into the paint, goes up against Simmons, will get
And 1.
an and one with the continuation. I think that's his first field goal, Britton. We're in the third quarter, pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Seen his ability to get to the rim, but he hasn't had a lot of space to get going, but he'll make the free throw.
We'll see if he can build off some momentum he gained right there.
33-22 as Childs is trapped, but he spins out of it, tries to make a pass to Simmons. It's knocked away, but into the hands of Morrison. He misses it. Rebounded Pallady's. Nice feed to Simmons, and he goes right up over the top of Penninger for 2.
All right, here's the battle of the centers we've been talking about.
What a pass. Jensen now misses a 3, rebounded by Munson. Munson going up against Davis. Simmons is fronted in the post. Nice feed from Pallady's on the roll to Childs. He'll get blocked by Penninger, or excuse me, by Sargent. And the Warriors will keep it on the baseline as Gage Jensen comes in the game for the Grizz. Ball goes over the top to Pallady's to Childs. To Morrison, launch, misses it short. Rebounded by the Grizzlies. Here's Davis to Sargent. Pump fake back to Davis. And Logan moving crisply around as they whip the ball around the key. Great rotational defense by Snow Canyon. Bounce goes to Jensen. He's guarded by Pallady's. Nowhere to go as Davis will drive, crossover, gets into the paint to the Warrior logo, kicks it back out to Sargent, who catches it between his knees, gets it to Jensen, who drives baseline. Strong drive. Just couldn't finish. Great resistance there by Snow Canyon. Ball goes over the top to Simmons, who's double teamed, and they're going to get a foul.
Late whistle right there.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I think Logan thought they were going to have a fast break right there.
Ball got knocked away from Simmons. And they're going to send him to the free throw line. And the Grizzlies student section getting hyped up. Trying to get Simmons to clank one. And he hushes them with a made free throw. Six points now for the big fella. And rolls one out, incomplete, and it'll go back to Logan.
He has not been able to shoot very well from the foul line today.
Penninger. This is one just off the front iron, as he's been cold from outside, but he's been forced to shoot there. Handoff to Lyon. Guarded by Tuft. Morrison, they're going to double. Good defense by Penninger to get out there on the three-point shooter. Lyon makes a move. And they're going to kick it back out and reset. These long possessions are fine if you're a Snow Canyon fan with a huge lead. Childs, elbow, tries to kick it out to Morrison. Ball tipped away by Jensen. And we'll get a couple subs here for the Grizz, including Hashimoto and Cooper Pond. Pretty deep team, the Grizzlies. They have to be with how tenacious. They play full court press, half court trap pretty much all game long. Ball kicked out to Morrison, will launch a wing three, misses it short, rebounded by Davis. Snow Canyon's gone a little bit chilly here to start the second half comparatively to how they were in the first half.
Davis tried to take that coast to coast right there.
Davis will get a couple of hucks here from the free throw line. And he'll drill it. Try to get you some more score updates from around Region 9 playoff action. Mid-third quarter, 51-21. Juan Diego leads Pineview. Ridgeline beat Uinta already 36-25, and Stansbury's up on Skyview 19-18. Three-point heave from Lyon, good. Munson after a Logan turnover, 39-24. Ball goes, tries to go inside.
Great defense there by Pond with the deflection.
And they're going to bring in Sargent for Pond. Try to cover this baseline inbounds play. They'll throw it over the top to Hammer. Lyon playing with confidence as always. He gets it to Munson, who's guarded by Hashimoto. Ball goes to Childs. Good strength with the ball. Gets it over to Call, puts it in. Penninger tries to drive, loses his feet. They're going to call a clip on Snow Canyon on the drive. We'll go against Brenton Childs. And Penninger will get it under the hoop. Gets it inbounded to Sargent, to Davis. Guarded tightly by Munson. Penninger going up against Lyon. Great defense on Penninger as Lyon is just harassing him. And then Davis travels, turns the ball over again here to the Warriors. Munson and Childs tag team the press break here. Nice bullet pass from Childs. The football star gets it to Munson. And they Sargent tries to rip it away from Call, but Call's strong with it. He retains possession as Gage Jensen will re-enter for the Grizzlies. Munson drives, kicks, wide open free throw attempt by Call, misses it, gets his own board and puts it up for two. Great hustle.
That was a great hustle by Call.
Sargent drive, kicks it to Hashimoto, back to Sargent. Hoff. Jensen is desperately trying to get the ball down there on the block. He does get it, goes up into contact. Hammer saying, I had my arm straight up there, but he won't get the call as Jensen will go to the free throw line as Coach Meacham trying to get Simmons back into the game after this first free throw.
And even though Simmons doesn't have very many points, it still feels like he's a big factor in tonight's game.
And Jensen rolls in his first attempt. Stay tuned all next week, Monday through Wednesday. We'll have you covered for the entirety of the state tournament. here on Warrior Nation TV as well as sportsradio977.com. You can listen on the radio, ESPN 97.7, as several Region 9 teams in the race to go all the way this year in boys basketball. We'll also have the girls games with Pineview and Desert Hills, the top 2 seeds in the girls as well. Beautiful feed from Munson to Will Call off the window for 2. Zach Call, excuse me. Nice transition bucket there for Logan. Munson being trapped, tries to go across the court. Intercepted by Tuft. Sargent gonna try to drive, get swiped at. Little microaggression called on Munson. And in comes Pilatus and Warner. And Pond will inbound for the Grizzlies. Down by 17. Hoff. Jensen. Lyon, you gotta love Isaac Lyon's demeanor. He tried to go wrap around, back tap there and got called for the foul. And ball goes inside to Sargent. Logan desperate for any offense. Try to cut into this lead. Bullet pass tries to go inside. It's caught by Tuft. Then to Sargent, who flies through the lane and will get a foul. And go to the free throw line to shoot 2. I mean, I don't know if you're Coach Logan Brown, I don't know what you're telling your guy, what you're trying to do offensively, because when Snow Canyon plays this type of suffocating defense, it seems like nothing is available.
Exactly, because they can't get anything inside or outside at this point.
And Sargent misses his first free throw. Walker Morrison will enter for the big fella, Lyman Simmons. The first team, he's got to be a first team all-region selection and maybe a first team all-state selection as a sophomore. Sargent get another shot at the free throw line. And he'll make the second one. Logan trapping everything for 90 feet as usual. Gets it to Lyon. To Call, who gets his foot stepped on and falls. And heads up, timeout call by Coach Meacham. With less than a minute left, we'll take the timeout. We'll be back after this 60-second break. Welcome back to the jungle. Here we go. 50 seconds left in the third quarter. Snow Canyon has been uber impressive here at home. And Pilatus going up against Hoff. To Isaac Lyon. Walker is trapped, but it gets through it no problem. Gets it to Pilatus. Nice no look from Pilatus to Morrison in the corner, misses it long. And here comes Penniger. Penniger gets it to his guard Tuft. who breaks the windshield there, and Snow Canyon gets the rebound. And it's just kind of been an off night for Logan. They've been forced to do things they don't like to do, which is shoot a bunch of threes.
And they have not made very many threes.
Lyon with the kick out to Pilatus. And we got 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Pilatus gonna go all the way, left hand layup on the right side. Beautiful crossover by Lincoln for 2 to extend the lead. What a job by the senior, Lincoln Pilatus. What a season he's had for Coach Meacham. We'll take a 60-second timeout. We'll be back with the fourth quarter on Warrior Nation TV. Welcome back. WarriorNation.tv. Thanks for being with us on a Friday night for a state playoff basketball Sweet 16 action here. 8-9 seed. Both teams got a bye in the first round. And so far, Snow Canyon getting the best of the Grizzlies here at home. 3-ball wasn't quite as hot for Snow Canyon in that third quarter, but the way they shut it in the first half is why they have that huge lead. Penninger, pump fake, shoots a 3, finally gets one to go down. Nice little pump to get Lyon up in the air and clear some space for an open 3.
And he just has not had time to get set like that all night.
Yeah. Been a frustrating night, I'm sure, for their leading scorer. A heck of an athlete. I mean, when he gets the ball wanting to get to the rim, he can get there in a hurry. Morrison gets the inbound, gets it to Lincoln, who will be fouled before he hits a 3 from the volleyball line. Fouled by Isaac Tuft. And it'll be the 6th foul by the Grizzlies. Next one will be shooting free throws here for the Warriors. Inbound goes to Simmons. He'll get it to Warner. Back to Lyon, gets through the trap again, gets it back to Warner. Misses the 3 long. Lyon all over the place, gets the offensive foul and gets it to Pilatus. Pilatus is gonna be called with an offensive push-off on Hashimoto. And Hashimoto might have sold that one a little bit, huh, Britton?
It was a great flop, but he got the call. Sometimes when calls aren't going your way, that's just what you got to do. Got to sell it.
62-36, Dixie with the lead over Bear River. Thunder with the lead over Cedar Valley, 63-33. Cedar leads 23-7 late in the second quarter, and Juan Diego with a big lead, 64-30 over Pineview.
How about Penninger with another 3 right there? And the Grizzlies with the takeaway. Fast break. Jensen good.
Jensen's had a heck of a game so far for Logan, one of the few bright spots, but if they can get Penninger going, they can maybe make it somewhat interesting here in the last 6.5 minutes as the ball thrown over the top of Pilatus. And it'll be a backcourt violation, Logan ball here.
All right, a little bit of a momentum shift for the Grizzlies right here.
And just like that, they've cut it to 10 points somehow, Britton.
I'm impressed.
Couple of threes, couple of turnovers by Snow Canyon. And the wind a little bit back in the sails of Logan. Penninger gets it into Hashimoto, to Davis. They're trying to get Penninger. He's guarded tightly by Child. Tries to clear some space and forces the foul. And Pinniger showing signs of some discomfort.
Looked like he
holding his
might have
nose.
got poked in the eye or hit in the
Or
nose
yeah,
right there.
maybe his eye. And they're going to give him some time to rub some dirt on it.
Brent Childs was very intense with that defense right there. Just got a hand right
yeah,
in his face.
he is a tough kid, tough defender. One of the funnest Warriors on the football field this year on the defensive side of the ball. Had a couple pick sixes for the Warriors this season for Coach Mike Esplin. As Pinniger, you're right, he's rubbing both of his eyes as he may have taken a pop.
Says he's good, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Has a chance to put it into single digits for the first time in a long time here, as Sargent will re-enter the game for Tufts. And Logan Brown, head coach of the Grizzlies, has not slowed down at all. He's run a mile within his 20-foot coaching box here tonight, back and forth, a lot of energy. And first one goes down.
Pinniger finally in double figures for the night with 10.
And the second one, good looking stroke from the big fella. Morrison hustling down the sideline. He's double teamed and trapped. He's got to get rid of the ball. He somehow finds a hole and gets it to Munson, who will reset, goes between the legs. Gets it over to Childs, and then he'll back it back out with just one guy guarding him. And he'll drive middle, get the defender on his back, kicks it to Isaac Lyon, who shoots his three short, rebounded by Logan. Here's Jensen, kicks it to Sargent. Hashimoto for three, he drills it. And we've got
like
a 5-point game.
Wow, how about the Grizzlies right now?
And Hashimoto is fired up here in the jungle after that three. Britain, we're kind of blown away, speechless here. This game looked like it was well in hand for the home team, and Logan has come back with a vengeance here in the fourth quarter to make it a 5-point game.
It really did seem like it was out of hand, but how about the perseverance by the Grizzlies? Down by as many as 14, 15, and they've cut the lead down to 5 here in the fourth.
And Logan has 3 threes in the fourth quarter. Snow Canyon
Nothing. They haven't scored this quarter.
have not scored in the fourth. Kind of the reverse of last quarter, where it took Logan about 6 minutes to score. And now, this is what happens in the big dance.
Exactly.
Crazy stuff. Snow Canyon's got to bear down here at home, put the defense back onto full blast. And probably the biggest difficulty is trying not to turn the ball over with how aggressive Logan continues to be, guarding every inch of the floor with traps. And here we go again. Munson with the inbound. Back to Morrison. And they'll play hot potato, get it to Isaac Lyon, who protects the ball, gets it to Munson. To Simmons, short corner, backs it out, flips it over to Lyon. He's guarded by Sargent. Both coaches spurring their teams on. Munson gets to the elbow, flips it up top to Simmons, and they'll have a chance to reset it. Simmons tips it to his point guard and saves it. Logan forcing some tough passes here. We're at 5 minutes. Here's Lyon, kicks it out to Munson, misses it. Rebound, Logan. Here's Tufts.
Logan can bring it down to one possession right here.
Sargent to Jensen. Passes up the three, kicks it over to Davis. Pump fake, no, he's going to drive. Euro off the glass, no good. And it'll go against Lyman Simmons. And Davis will get 2 free throws. Pretty good move to the basket by Davis.
And it looks like with the momentum slipping a little bit, Logan's a little bit more willing to give up a 3.
Yeah. Davis misses his first free throw as Lincoln Palladius re-enters the game to put another guard on the floor as Childs goes back out. Hashimoto re-enters the game. And Davis misses both of them. Huge misses there for the Grizzlies. Here's Munson to Palladius. We'll see how patient they are offensively with a 5-point lead.
It looks like they've gone zone defense right here.
Ball goes to Lyon. And Snow Canyon. They're running their offense. Munson, stop pop from the free throw line. Misses it just a little long. Rebound by Tuff. The ball is almost stripped away by Walker Morrison. Penninger with the ball top of the key. And Lyon will reach in and be called for the foul. And that is going to be 2 free throws, and the double bonus are the Grizzlies. As Penninger tries to fire up his teammates here before he shoots some free throws.
And some of the Warriors are in foul trouble right now. Simmons with 4, Palladius with 3.
And they've got to be trying to get Simmons out of the game after this first free throw by Penninger. And he makes it. And in comes Zach Call and Bowen Hammer for Lyon and Simmons. And they're going to have to hold down the fort here for a few minutes before they can get the big fella back in if they need offense. And it's a 4-point game now. Penninger spins in his second free throw.
Makes them both 1-possession game here in the jungle.
Warriors scoreless here in the fourth quarter, 47-44. Ball goes to Munson to Palladius. They're being deliberate, trying to find an open skip pass shooter. But Logan, recovery defense has been great. Hammer to Morrison to Munson. Slip. Call gets it, nice feed over to Hammer.
His second drawn charge of the night. How about Hashimoto right there? Wow.
And Hashimoto is getting fired up. Takes a huge charge. Logan has a chance to tie the game. This is unbelievable. Penninger going up against Hammer. Nice pick by Hammer. And then Morrison gets on the ground. It's going to be a jump ball. And the arrow, I think, is pointing towards
Warrior possession.
the
right
Warriors,
here?
yeah. What defense there by Hammer. Pokes the ball away and creates the tie-up as Morrison, great hustle, hitting hardwood and getting the alternate possession. First positive thing that's happened for a while for the Warriors.
Finally got a break here in the fourth.
Munson's going to be fouled on the sideline, and he'll get to go to the free throw line. That's the 7th foul for Logan. And if you're Logan, you want to keep up the trap, but you've also got to realize it's a 1-possession game. You don't want to be too aggressive to where you're sending them to the free throw line for nothing.
Exactly. You don't want to send them to the free throw line or give up an easy layup.
Munson makes the first free throw. Probably the guy you want on the free throw line in this situation. As Will Call will come back into the game for Lyman. 48-44. Munson will make the second one as well. Puts it back to a 5-point game as Davis will bring it up for Logan. First points of the fourth quarter were those free throws for Snow Canyon. Ball cycled around the perimeter, then to Penninger. Thinks about a three, instead gets rid of it to Tuft, who will shoot a three. Drills it!
Bang! Just like that, down to 2 points.
Big shot. They've brought him this fourth quarter. Pilatus driving. Nice no look to Hammer. He puts it up off the glass. Puts it back to a 4-point game. Nice feed from Pilatus.
Penninger three.
Bang! Drills
Wow.
it. 1-point game. Logan is unconscious in the fourth quarter. Munson.
And Penninger has life. He's got 15.
Pilatus to Morrison. He's open. He's going to take it and just spins out. Good look. Logan with a chance to take the lead. Here's Davis. You got to figure they're looking for Penninger in any way necessary. They're going to call a timeout to talk about it. Keep possession coming up here with 2:06 in the fourth quarter. We'll take a little break here. We'll be back with the last of the fourth after this. Welcome back for a state playoff basketball from Snow Canyon High School. You're watching on WarriorNation.tv. Thanks for being with us. Logan with the ball, down one. They have been unconscious in the fourth quarter in their comeback. Have a chance to take the lead here on this possession. Davis guarded by Munson. He drives at baseline, kicks it out to Tuft. And then back to Jensen. Penninger being guarded tightly by Bryson Childs. He's been the man. Beautiful move by Davis. Misses the layup. What a spin move. Munson. What a move, and then a miss. Goodness gracious.
Wow, that was a great move by Ethan Davis right there.
And luckily for Snow Canyon fans, he couldn't rim it in. And now they have the ball with a chance to hold, get fouled, make some free throws, extend the lead a little bit, make it a little bit more comfortable. They started this game on a shooting run where they made 7 threes in the first half. And in the second half, they have one made three and only have scored 3 points in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Logan in the fourth has made 5 threes, and that is why it's back to a 1-point game. And now it's just Snow Canyon not turning the ball over, making your free throws, holding on for dear life here
Exactly.
in the Sweet 16, right?
It looked like they were going to ride this one out easily, and then bang, all of a sudden, Logan puts up 5 threes, 17, outscoring them 17-4 this quarter.
Remarkable. Got to credit Logan and Coach Brown for keeping the fire, not giving up, because it looked ugly for about 2.5 quarters. It was probably one of the ugliest games Logan had played, and it's amazing how quickly it can turn around, especially in tournament play when you're playing for your life. Snow Canyon ball. You've got your shooters out on the floor. Heck, everybody on this team's a shooter. Although Simmons has been a little bit cold from the free throw line tonight.
And Simmons hasn't even looked to score from outside tonight.
We'll see how aggressive Logan is. Obviously trying to get a steal before they foul. They're going to try to trap Lyon. He splits it, gets it to Morrison in the paint. He's going to have to kick it out. He does. Pilatus to Munson. To Lyon, who's going to take a couple dribbles. He's trapped. Back to Morrison. Munson, we're under a minute officially. He goes over the top to Simmons. What a pass! Gutsy play by the point guard, getting into the big fella to extend the lead. Here's Logan. Penninger on a launch of three. It rolls
Got
in.
it!
Oh my
Tied
God.
ball game here in the jungle.
Rolls it in to tie the game. Goodness. 35 seconds on the clock. Here's Munson. They're going to hold for one shot. Morrison, three-man weave, gets it to Pilatus. They just got to keep from having a 5-second situation. Logan isn't trapping. They're going man all the way. We're at 10 seconds. Here's Munson, guarded tightly by Davis. He crosses over to the left. Ball gets knocked, and it's going to say it's off Munson.
Oh, my.
The ball got tipped by Logan, and they're going to say it's off Munson's knee, and Logan will keep the ball.
Grizzly basketball, 5 seconds left.
And Snow Canyon fighting for whatever they can, as they're not happy with that call. Referee trying to explain it to him, but that is just a pivotal situation. Munson drives, gets the ball hit away. They wanted a foul, didn't get it. Instead, the ball goes off the knee, and now the away team is going to have 5 seconds to go 90 feet for a chance to win the game. Holy cow, what a game to start this Friday night here at Snow Canyon High School. Britton, if you're Logan, you got 5 seconds. You got Penninger, who's your best player, who's been the man in the fourth quarter. What's your play call?
You got to go to Penninger right here. I mean, Penninger's he's hit 4 threes this quarter. You have to go to him. He's hot. He's your leading scorer. 6'4".
He just rolled one in. I agree. The issue's going to be getting it to him, because Bretton Childs is going to be in his pocket wherever he goes. Watch the hitch and go route here, potentially to Penninger. But Bretton Childs is used to that on the gridiron. Here we go. Davis being guarded by the big man, Simmons. Simmons with his big wingspan gets it to Penninger, who dribbles, goes through contact, launches from 40 feet, misses it. We're going overtime. Great job by Brenton Childs, not fouling, putting his body in his way so he didn't have a clean route to cross the timeline. Forced him to take a really tough shot.
Yeah, that's just great defense by the Warriors right there, not letting him get a shot inside the three-point line.
All right, let's take about a 30-second break. We'll be back with overtime after this on WarriorNation.tv. And welcome back. We're getting riled up here for overtime in the jungle. You're watching on WarriorNation.tv. Britton Bringhurst, Andy Thompson. What a tale of two halves. Snow Canyon was blowing them out of the water in halftime, up by more than 20. And Logan had an epic fourth quarter to come all the way back and tie the game. And now we got 4 more minutes of basketball, Britton.
This is exciting. I'm excited to see overtime.
It'll be Sargent versus Simmons with the tip-off. Tip-off is won by Simmons and the Warriors, and Munson gets the signal from Coach Meacham. On the set, they're going to run to start overtime. Ball goes in the corner to Morrison. Morrison goes down to Simmons. He's guarded by Sargent. Sidearm throw over to Paredes, who drives. Nice pass inside to Childs. Little hook behind the back for an easy 2. Here's Penninger, guarded by Childs. Crosses over, gets it over to Tuft, who launches a 3, misses it long. Rebounded Munson. Tuft has not shot it great tonight from deep. Only 1 3. Morrison gets it to Childs, drives middle, kicks it to Paredes, wide open, drills it. What a feed as Paredes extends the lead to 5. They're coming out hot. Penninger launches a 3, misses it. Rebounded Paredes. One-handed snag. And Snow Canyon in the driver's seat early here in overtime. Munson gets it back to Paredes. They're going to chill out for as long as they can here. Munson gets rid of it smartly before the trap can fully develop. Gets it to Morrison. And Davis is going to reach around and foul Munson, who's been money from the free throw line. What a way to start overtime.
Oh my. It looks like the Warriors finally have a little bit of momentum after having 0 in that 4th quarter.
A Region 9 update. Cedar leads 44-25 up in Iron County. Dixie and Desert Hills were both up huge last I checked.
Final from Desert Hills 71, Cedar Valley 50.
Munson makes his first free throw. 59-53 the score. And Munson makes the second one. Davis gonna try to get past Munson. He goes right at him, ball stripped away. And they're gonna call Munson with the foul. And Davis, his counterpart, will get 2 free throws. $18 points for Penninger for Logan. He leads them as Davis makes his first.
Simmons checks back in for Isaac Lyon.
Simmons with 8 points on the night. Walker Morrison with 12. Blake Munson with 9 for Snow Canyon as the second free throw is good. 5-point game. Ball goes up high to Childs, gets rid of it right away. Munson tries to get it to Simmons, but it's stolen. Penninger hands it off to Tuft, guarded tightly by Childs. Penninger gets it back, gets a ball screen, goes the other way, flips it over to Tuft, who will launch a 3 from the corner.
Got it.
And he drills it.
2-point ball game.
Morrison and Munson. Paredes to Munson, to Childs, who will drive. He's got an open lane. Penninger's there. He decides not to shoot it. Paredes for a 3. This could be a dagger. It is! What a shot by Paredes. He's got 2, extends the lead to 5.
That was a big 3 right there.
Penninger
and
goes up off the glass and one. Just when you think the momentum is back fully with Snow Canyon, 2 seconds later, it's not anymore.
Oh my.
Onions shot by Paredes, but Penninger with the response can cut it to a 2-point game if he can make a free throw. He's got 20, all in the second half. pretty much all in the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah.
And he does cut it to 2 points. Here's Munson. I like that they've been taking open shots when they have them instead of just playing a full prevent offense.
Exactly.
63-61, Munson. 4 corners. He's got a timeout called, and Coach Brown wanted that 5-second call.
That was awfully close right there.
And it was a little confusing because he had his hand up showing 5 but pointing to the timeout. So for a split second, I think Coach Brown thought he had the call he wanted. But Snow Canyon, good heads up obviously there by head coach Doug Meacham to preserve the possession. And the Warriors, once again, in a similar position they were before the fourth quarter ended, where they have the ball and the lead, and they're just trying to keep hold of the ball without turning it over and potentially make some free throws. Luckily for them, they got a bunch of guys who have been making free throws.
And the way the Warriors have shot from the foul line, I think if you're Logan, you might want to foul early right here.
Yeah,
because they're still in 1-1.
I agree. Yeah, that's a good point. Preserve as much time as you can and make them make the front end. But as well, as many steals as they've had on inbound plays, Logan obviously going to play a little bit risky.
That's true.
And
The
try
Warriors
to get a turnover.
have not been great taking care of the ball the fourth quarter in overtime.
Morrison will inbound it. Lyman Simmons remains on the floor as the gunner man. He gets it on the other side of the timeline, hands it off to Munson. We're under a minute. Here we go. Munson gets it to Morrison, back to Lyon. And they're going to trap him and then get the foul call. And it'll go 1-1. And I think this is going to be called against Jalen Sargent.
And Isaac Lyon was very aggressive stepping through that trap. He's got to be more careful so he doesn't pick up an offensive foul right there.
Lyons made some gutsy shots tonight. He's got 3 threes, but I believe this is his first trip to the free throw line.
Still in 1-1 right here.
And he puts it up, and it rolls out, touches every part of the rim, and they're going to call Walker Morrison on a over the back. Had the over the back not called, it may have been out of bounds off of Logan, even though Morrison hit it. I think it rubbed off the hand out of bounds off of the Grizzlies, but because of the over the back, Logan.
It looked like
We'll get 2
Morrison
free throws.
just put 1 or 2 hands right on his back, and they got to call that.
And Logan got a chance to tie it up again here with Tuft, who misses long. As Sargent will re-enter the game for Jensen. And I agree with Sargent, you want him out on the floor, especially for defense, but Jensen, they might be doing an offense-defense substitution because Jensen's been one of the most effective offensive players.
He has, and he's shot the ball really well.
Tuft makes his second free throw. 1-point game. Munson to Morrison. Nice cut by Munson, and then a reach-in foul will be called, I believe, on Sargent again. And luckily for Snow Canyon, Munson, one of their best free throw shooters, will go back to the line for a chance to extend it to a 3-point game potentially. And Logan will take the 30-second timeout to discuss a variety of options depending on what happens here with the free throws. What a game, folks. Thanks for being with us. WarriorNation.tv here in the jungle. Winner of this game will have the right to go up and play the winner of Pineview, Juan Diego. And last I checked, Juan Diego was up huge. in that game. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's gone final.
Final, Dixie wins. Dixie beats Bear River 49-80. I have not seen a final from Juan Diego.
Some other finals, not Region 9 teams. Ridgeline did beat Uinta 78-53. Skyview just up 3 on Stansbury, 48-45. Cedar leads 44-25 at the end of the third. That's fairly old, though. I'm trying to get some more scores here as we await some all-important free throws by Blake Munson, who has been in control all night long. I mean, despite all of the pressure and the defensive everything, trapping, hands in lanes, Logan has been so aggressive tonight. Munson's kept his composure.
And the Warriors finally in the double bonus. He gets 2 right here.
And he puts it up and misses it. A little bit long.
The Warriors have not shot the ball well from the free throw line today.
Free throw number 2 up and good. And once again, Logan has the ball, and Penniger's gonna be the guy. He's guarded by Childs, left-hand dribble. He's rushed by Morrison, has to get rid of it to Tuft, who wants to launch for 3, misses it short. Ball punched out of bounds by Jensen. And I don't like that. If I'm Coach Brown, I hate that shot. Tuft has been cold from 3, and he pump fakes and then shoots it flat-footed.
That was forced. That was a forced.
Not a great look. You
right
had plenty of time, and you're only down 2.
And you still got Pinniger out there, who's been fantastic.
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit frustrated with that shot, I think, if you're a Logan fan. Lyon back to the line. He's made and missed one in crunch time. He puts this one up long.
He is awfully quick with his free throw routine.
It's almost like he doesn't want to think too much about it before he puts it up. And the second one is good. That's a 3-point game. Penniger, be surprised if he ever gives it up after what happened last possession. He's going to launch. Misses it short. Rebounded Munson. And Munson will have a chance to potentially seal the game. 7.9 left. They are in the double bonus now for a chance to extend it to 2 possessions. And timeout on the floor goes to Logan. And we'll take a timeout. We'll be back, finish out this one right here on WarriorNation.tv. Welcome back to the jungle. Snow Canyon with a chance to seal it here with 7.9 left. Munson at the line, but Britton, like you've said before, they haven't shot the ball very well from the free throw line.
They really haven't from the stripe.
But Munson has been overall all season long one of their most consistent free throw shooters. He's got a big chance. And he nails it. Takes a little bit of the wind out of the sails of Logan. And now they're going to remove all Warriors from the key and just get back in their half-court defense. And now a 5-point game. And the message now is don't foul a shooter, which will be Pinniger, who will launch.
Got
Drills
it.
it. Oh my goodness. Clock keeps going.
And the Grizzlies don't
And
have a
that's
timeout.
it. That's the game. No timeouts left. What an effort by Logan, storming all the way back, but it is the Snow Canyon Warriors. They're going dancing for a little bit longer. They'll be playing Monday in Richfield, Utah. What a game shooting it for the Warriors. 67-65 is your final. Britton, we'll take a break, but before we do, your thoughts on the game.
Fantastic effort by Logan to claw their way back. Very impressed by them, their hard work and perseverance.
And tremendous matchup. We're going to take a little break here. We'll be back to wrap it all up in a bow for you right here on WarriorNation.tv. Welcome back. WarriorNation.tv. Snow Canyon gets the win 67-65. What a game. Britton Bringhurst, Andy Thompson bringing you the call tonight. Looking at some stats. What a game shooting the ball for really both teams. Snow Canyon started hot from three. They had 7 in the first half, 3 the rest of the game. Meanwhile, Logan shoots 11 of 30 and ends up out-shooting them from 3 after that last-second heave by Pinniger to end the game. Otherwise, they would have been even closer percentage-wise. Both teams, Snow Canyon barely shoots 55% from the free throw line. Logan, 69%. Offensive rebounds dominated by Snow Canyon.
How about that fourth quarter by Logan right
Amazing.
there? 24-8 outscored them.
Yeah, 24-6.
Oh, 24-6.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was remarkable. You look at that, the first half numbers, 17-14 for Snow Canyon, and then something happened in that fourth quarter. Pinniger deserves a lot of credit because he went off. He had 3 threes. Hashimoto had a 3. Tuft had a 3. And it was just kind of one of those games that was a tale of 2 halves. Initially, I was like, man, Logan, this is going to be a tough game. This is going to be a tough night.
Yeah.
They completely turned it around, and their effort defensively was relentless. Let's choose our player of the game for Snow Canyon. I mean, usually you kind of start with Lyman Simmons and then keep going, but Simmons didn't have a lot of opportunities tonight. They totally
he only had 8 points.
Their defensive focus was completely to take him out of the game. He had 8 points. Lincoln Pilatus had those 2 daggers in overtime.
Yeah, Pilatus shot the ball really well in overtime, but Walker Morrison got him off to a really good start.
Walker Morrison, yeah, you're right. 3 threes in the first quarter. He had, I think,
He ended with
12 in the
on
first
the night.
half. And then, 12 for the night. Isaac Lyon had 3 big threes and made some free throws down the stretch. Other contributors, Brenton Childs played great defense all night. He also had 6 points. Zach Call, these are unofficial, but we have him for 4 points off the bench. I don't know. What do you think, Britton? Who are you leaning towards?
I think you got to give it to Pilatus because he was clutch tonight.
Yeah, I agree. Down the stretch, 2 threes in that overtime. What an effort. Really, I mean, complete team win by Snow Canyon. And, you know, like we keep saying and what we said in the pregame was the only team in Region 9 to beat Dixie and Desert Hills in the regular season. They've shown that they can compete and beat the best. And when they play defense like they did tonight, at least through the first 2.5 quarters, they can beat anybody, and they're going to have their work cut out for them on Monday against Juan Diego. Great job, Britton. It's been a blast. What a game. Appreciate WarriorNation.tv for hosting us tonight, and we'll be back on Monday, and we'll have you all throughout the state playoffs as well as on Sports Radio 977.com and ESPN 97.7 FM. Have a great night, everybody. Congratulations to Coach Meacham and the Warriors. We'll